The perfection program. That's what they call it. It gave me life, but it also caused death. I never asked for any of this. Running from superpowered murderers who want revenge? Revenge for something I did? Something I can't remember. But I won't run. I refuse. I don't want to be controlled anymore. This world needs more heroes than villains. That's more important than anything, isn't it? My existence has to mean something. It has to make a difference somehow. For Virgil. For Aaron. I need to be worth this life I've been given. I need to do what's right. Even if it kills me.
Woo! I can't get enough of that video, man. Every stream on YouTube should start with that video. Hello, everyone. The second episode of A Drink with Brink. This is a little feature wherein I invite one guest and just talk with them. Not a comic book creator. So this time, the link actually worked. The last two streams went a little bit iffy because we started and then the setup I made didn't connect to my StreamYard broadcast, and now it works. I figured it out. I'm so smart. Okay, so let's see. Today we have David Feed. And David Feed is a comic book creator, and we're going to talk about him, about his book. So I'm very happy to have him. Let me see. Add to stream. There you go.
Hello, dear people of Comicsgate Europa.
Of the
Hi,
internet.
Dave. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, man, welcome. I'm so happy you wanted to be on.
Yeah. I saw that you were, making publicity for your stream, and a bunch of people jumped in. I jumped in. I thought right away, and then I was like, "Oh no, I'm already booked." Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Someone beat you to it, but
someone beat me to it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Because like someone opens a project, you want to be backer number one, no?
All right. Yeah, of course. But I watch many streams you're in. I just like your personality. You're always happy and
thank you. Yeah,
and enthusiastic. So that works well for streams.
Hopefully, yeah. Except so in the time of Europe, that's easier. When we're normally awake.
Yeah.
But when you're in America and it's 3 a.m, then it gets tiresome. Then you really feel like it's work. Like, okay, this is not fun. This is work now. No, 3 a.m, you have to be enthusiastic and everything.
Oh, yeah. All right.
It's kind of a killer sometimes. Sorry.
So you have to work to be happy sometimes and to be.
Oh yeah, no. So especially it's like 3 or 2 a.m, and the other thing is, like the America is the biggest market, so you want to be especially cheerful and everything.
All right.
It's still like 2 a.m. You have to go to work. Like no, come on. Oh, you can sleep.
Yeah, man. It's all this campaigning and it all goes with the territory nowadays.
It goes with the territory, exactly. I always say in America, no, you can sleep when you die.
Yeah, I slept once through a stream that I was invited on. I still feel bad about that, man. That was not my greatest moment.
With whom were you streaming?
With Todd's Truth. Luckily, it was together with Michael Oden. So Michael Oden is a great guest, and Dean was there, and so the show could go on. Luckily, but
good. Dude, what is Michael Oden? Is he the one from Door Kickers, or is he the one from Elysium Fields?
Yeah, last one.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them. I don't know why I always feel like the guy from Door Kickers is the same as the one from Elysium Fields for some reason. I don't know if they look alike or something.
Oh, really?
What's his
I
name?
don't think I know that one. I don't know the creator of Door Kickers. I'll check it out.
Something. I think he also has to do with Peregrine. I don't know. He's like a co-writer for
All
Peregrine as
right.
well.
Oh, I know that. Okay, cool. Okay, man. Hey, first question.
Yeah.
What are you drinking today?
What am I drinking?
Yes.
So you said a drink with Brink, and I was like, oh, I better be prepared. I wanted to bring like a from Holland beer, but I couldn't find anything, so I got myself some lovely Cuba Libre flavored beer, rum
Cuba
flavored
Libre
beer.
flavored.
If I'm already half Mexican, I might as well bring something kind of Latin, I guess.
Okay.
This is just flavored. It's not really rum, but
So what does it taste like?
It tastes like a Cuba Libre with a shit ton of sugar.
I gotta be honest. I have no idea what goop.
Cuba Libre. That's
no.
like rum with Coca-Cola and Bacardi. I think so. Bacardi is rum. Coca-Cola is something else. I don't know. A lot of ice.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. Well,
It's
the
like a
cola
typical.
part. That part I get, but the rest, nah, not so much.
Well, this is just beer. This is just a beer with a flavor of all that stuff.
Right. Cool, man.
I remember when the football, also this football soccer World Cup, it was once hosted in the Netherlands, I believe, and the Netherlands got pretty far in that World Cup. Here in Switzerland, it was a crazy party. Every time Holland played, everyone was dressed with the orange, and they were selling Dutch beer everywhere. Like every single corner in Switzerland was selling this, and they were so strong. Like I mean, Swiss beer is not exactly light, but still the other one, like the lightest one was like 8% alcohol. I was like, what the hell do you guys drink?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
8%. Yeah, that's pretty rough beer. Yeah.
That's
8%.
pretty rough. Yeah. Like I remember I tried, like the strong one, which was like 12%. I was like, oh, this is not fun anymore.
But Switzerland is that a beer country or?
No,
or
not really. I mean, yeah, we have some beers, but I don't know if it's like the German influence that makes that we have some decent beers around here.
Right.
But we have a lot of beers.
The big glasses.
Yeah, that's more like from Germany, with the Oktoberfest.
Yes.
And they also make it here, but it's more like German influence for sure. Yeah.
Okay, man.
Though I think that I don't know if it's Feldschlossen or Heineken. One of those is Swiss, actually.
No, Heineken is Dutch.
Heineken is Dutch.
So it has to be the other one.
It has to be the other one. And someone's going to say, yeah, the other one is German, actually.
I don't know, man. The thing is, I call the show A Drink with Brink because it sounds good, but I really do not drink much.
Okay.
Much alcohol.
No, me neither. What do you mean?
No.
So.
No. Anyway, I call this. I said we were about to talk about life, love, or Red Ice 2. So you choose.
Life, love, or Red Ice 2?
Yeah. Great topics, man.
Great topic. What do you mean by love? Like,
I don't know, man. Just
my love life.
Love.
Love in general, or my love
life? Well, you love comics, right?
I love comics. Yeah. No, I love all this visual media. Movies, comics, and everything. My love for comics has been kind of a recent. I love them in general, right? But just recently, I really got into them. With your boy Zach, that really got me into the flavor of comics, especially American comics. And it's been a joy to discover this. Like I was just seeing more like European comics, or maybe like Mexican comics.
Okay. So which titles? Do you know some European comics?
Oh, one of my favorites was the Chronicles of the Black Moon. Like I cannot praise it highly enough. Although it's a bit esoteric at times, with demons and stuff. But the drawings are fantastic. It's French, actually. Chronicles de la Loi Noire, something like that must be the name
French,
of the thing.
French great comics, man.
And one that I got just recently is El Mercenario, which I have it here, right here. I don't know if it's Italian or if it's Spanish, but it's quite cool. Whoop! This one.
Oh, it's hardcover too. Yeah.
It's hardcover. El Mercenario by Vicente Segreles.
That means assassin, I think.
The mercenary means. Yeah,
right?
like a hired.
Oh yeah, right. That's not assassin. That's mercenary.
Well, let me do some censorship here because otherwise. So the drawings are freaking incredible.
That's painted style, right?
That looks like almost every panel looks like an oil painting.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of blood and gore. There's a lot of action, and there's a ton of sexiness. Some censorship, so YouTube calms down.
Yeah.
There's like monster, and the one thing I really liked about this one is that there's like a unique world. Like everything is in the cloud. It's sort of like Avatar. There's like no ground. Everything is just the tip of mountains, and there's like a fog. The floor is just fog, and if you fall to your death, and no one knows what's below there. No, so it's quite trippy in that sense. They use dragons to fly around. Like dragons are the horses of this universe. So I can highly recommend this one.
Yeah.
The Mercenary.
Is that recent? I remember I got a comic like that when I was a child. It looked like that with dragons, and it was painted in the same format, but I can't remember the title.
But
it looked great. Yeah.
It's I think this must have started like 1980 something, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And it's been, I don't know if I think it's finished. It's only like 14 volumes, but it's kind of like this European thing where they do one volume a year.
Yeah.
Maybe one every 2 years. So it's taken a while, but it's a
lot of labor.
It's if you have like a panel like this, every panel is like a painting. Yeah, of course it takes time. No? So it's a different format. It's like some people have been talking about it, that Comicsgate has sort of become the European model where you're campaigning with your Indiegogo, and some of projects take like a year, but then you have like this really high quality product. It's more or less this model, no, where you have only one a year, but every time you get one, it's like, whoa, amazing. No?
Yeah.
So I can see the similarities with the Comicsgate. And the other thing I got recently was the Green Lantern, actually.
Recently, even.
When the boy Ethan something happened with the stream?
Did it?
No, I just refreshed. Everything's right. So, since Ethan Van Sciver, the God Emperor of Comicsgate, or what have you, he's like drawing Green Lantern. I was like, I want to see what was Green Lantern at the beginning. So I got myself like the first few volumes.
Archive,
and that's also like some sort of what I've been reading or watching lately. It's so old style.
The very first issues.
Yeah, the first issues, and I love that it had some innocence to it. It was very, very innocent, very dreamy, very like he would just then creates like a car, or he just uses it to like fighting bank robbers. Like he has the power of the entire universe to create whatever he wants, and he's fighting bank robbers. So it's kind of cool that it's so
comics back then were pure about fun and about exploring these new concepts and ideas. So all these characters were new back then, so nowadays we know them and have decades of history, and most of them are not treated very well nowadays, but they started somewhere, and if you can still find those first issues, that's gold stuff, man. That's great.
Yeah, I got a few of the really, really old original ones in German,
Yeah, okay.
It's fun. Like they have this like I don't know if they call it newsprint, where they have this like almost like newspaper quality to them.
Yeah.
This feeling is also special. Like it reminds me of when my father used to get the newspaper, and there was just these tiny comic strips, and the feeling of that was special. I don't know.
Yeah. You could buy them for a few cents.
Yes, they were
even, and indeed indeed cheap paper, and sometimes they
Mhm.
even had these little nudges where the press uh,
Yes,
from the
yeah, exactly.
press process, you know. So yeah, it was great, man. It was great.
The one I got like even had some staples put in it because it was falling apart.
Okay,
I got
yeah,
like a really, really old one, and they even put some staples. Also, it was cheap, but still, it was
yeah.
fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
because like the latest Green Lantern, they are very also the ones Ethan Ben Skyver was doing. They're like insanely modern, but they're also like insanely violent. I mean, I like action and what have you, but
Mhm.
it's interesting to compare to the other ones that were so sort of innocent, and the new ones that were like holy this galactic battles with blood and gore and people getting ripped to shreds in space
Yeah,
and. So yeah, no,
yeah.
it's interesting how time changed. But even that, like the ones he was doing, they were done with a love for comics, and you could see there's like a story behind. There's like the effort to try to make something interesting without any agenda. Anything like okay, what's the genre of Hal Jordan? Like no, he's like a space cop, and he's saving people from planet-sized monsters and
Yeah.
a lot of action and blood and gore. So yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
cool.
but what is his sexuality?
Yes.
Okay.
Green Lantern, like what's the gender of the Green Lantern Corps? Like
So what are your favorite um do you still read modern mainstream or nothing?
no, not at all. Like not really. Also, the most modern thing I read right now is Comicsgate products,
Hmm.
like
And do you have some favorite titles?
from Comicsgate.
For instance, or other indie books or other publishers?
Well, also obviously Perfect 10 is really high up there. That's
Oh,
I
thanks,
got
man.
the first one and that was such a nice surprise. I was like, yeah, wow, that was really nice. And then Vestige, I liked it actually, even though War Campaign they're kind of persona non grata, but
I know nothing about that, man. But I know the title. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Vestige is actually pretty decent. And the let's see, oh, the one that I really really liked was Absolute by the
Okay.
Jason Bascom,
Hmm.
Unhinged
Issue 2 is out now,
Entertainment.
right?
Sorry.
Book 2 is right now on
Book 2 is
Indiegogo.
live right now.
Yeah.
That one, that's probably like a top one or two. Absolute, the first one. It was so trippy, so cool, and it really surprised me that he didn't use any bad words in it. Like
Okay.
you'd think it'd be full of fuck shit and all this curse words. Like no, there's no curse words. There's just like people using slangs and using it's based in it's how do you say, not based, it's like it happens in a really weird city, like a really sci-fi dystopian future city. So they use kind of slang, and I think he kind of gets away with not using bad words because everything is kind of this like funny slang. So it could be a bad word, but it's not really a bad word written in the text. So that I found like a really like a cool
Okay.
thing that he took that I don't even know, courtesy or whatever you want to call that, no? And it's not like
Absolutely.
like you see like all these signs that you would understand there's a bad word in there. No, it's like everything's written down
Hmm.
and it has this slang to it. Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah,
Okay.
Absolute
Cool.
and Perfect 10 are some of
Okay.
the nicest surprises I've seen. What else? I mean, Jawbreakers was good, but it was I don't know. It was okay, like an 8 out of 10,
It looked
7
good.
or 8 out of 10.
It looked great.
No, the art looks amazing. No, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
undoubtedly, But the story was it was okay. I mean, I like the one with the monkey. I think that's the one I like the most of the new ones.
Yeah.
Lost Souls, no?
Lost Souls. Yeah.
The one that
Yeah.
was by
Yeah.
John Mallon.
Yes.
Of the newer ones, I think that's the one I like the most.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
Art.
original one, yeah.
Most people buy comics through the art. You see cool art and you buy the comics, and then it's so. I think a lot of new writers underestimate the craft of writing, and you can see that often in many new books.
Mhm.
It's a skill set, man. You have to you do your own writing, right?
Yes. I do. I'd love to draw. I love drawing, but I'm it takes time to do something halfway decent. So like, no, I just do the writing, and I let the professionals do the the illustrating. But you're absolutely right. Like I think a good art sells way better than a good story. That is fortunately or unfortunately the case.
Yeah, I have some comics where the art is absolutely phenomenal and the story is utter garbage. Like, yeah, like what's it called? All-Star Batman and Robin. It's written by Frank Miller and drawn by Jim Lee.
Yeah.
And it looks phenomenal, man, but the story is ridiculous.
I
Hey,
am so
Bristolian
detached
Dave is
from
here.
modern. Oh, Mr. Bubbers.
Hello,
All right,
Dave.
me Bubbers. Let me see if I have something. Oh, yeah. You know what? Which one? Talking about the art and having an amazing art is this one right here. And let me. I'll take another one as well if I'm already on it. Whoop.
Sure.
So this one, despite the character being quite special, I really really liked it.
Oh yeah.
Phenotype. The art is freaking amazing. All this, like
It's a thick
manga
book, man.
style drawing.
Yeah.
It's a freaking thick book, and it's not like full of fan art and what have you. No, like there's story all the way down to the almost last pages of the freaking book.
Yeah.
And the
Cool.
freaking art is like, wow. Yeah, this one was an absolutely nice surprise for art, and the story is actually pretty decent. I mean, I think
And you had a
that
second one? You had a second
sorry?
book?
Oh, this is more like going on the one of the latest thing that I got, although this is like 3 years old, is a thing called Bran.
All right.
It's done by two ladies, and this is something that I would almost categorize as a feminist comic.
Oh.
Or like it's all ladies, it's all very, laterly like, and all like you can feel the feminist vibes from the comic.
Yeah,
It's
the pastel colors.
the pastel colors. It's a female protagonist, and she's kind of a Mary Sue. She's like almost like an unbeatable Mary Sue that's super powerful and super everything. But the story is insanely cool.
Okay.
I'm surprised that like feminists can actually do something decent and good. I can highly recommend this one. Bran is I don't know if they're Italians or French or I don't even know.
I don't know.
Maybe
I'll
they're
check
from
it
the
out.
Netherlands, and I'm like, oh. Hamburg. Wait,
Hamburg.
French. No, they're French.
Okay.
Yeah, they're French. But anyway, it's a high recommend. If you like fantasy and painterly style, you're gonna love this one.
Yeah. I like some fantasy. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
do also, because Red Eyes is also fantasy, right?
Red Eyes is pure fantasy. Yes, this is dark
Right.
fantasy all the way.
I have
This
to.
is not feminist poetry. This is.
I have to make a little confession,
Mhm.
David. I have Red Eyes issue 1,
Oh, yes, yeah, I remember.
but I haven't read it yet. So, no, man, I have
No worries.
I have a stack this high with indie comics I still need to read.
I have that. I have that with books and movies that I want to see, and
Yeah, man.
it keeps stacking. It's like, oh, I should read this. Oh my god, Sunsurn. I want to read Sunsurn, and I haven't as well.
Oh yeah, but that's a complete book.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
an actual book. Yeah.
An actual book. Yeah, Mr. Redcase did an actual book.
Awesome. But okay, so you have this Red Eyes. Red Eyes issue 1 sold well. That went
It
well.
sold 100 copies, 99 to be exact.
Okay.
Some contributions and so forth and so on. And we are 82 backers now. We're funded. We're on demand, and we'll keep it there till July. We'll go to print in July, August, and that's when we'll be. I don't know if I'm gonna be closing the campaign or keep this as a hub for people to go into Red Eyes, because you can get the first book here. So I thought that when campaign 3 comes along, I'll keep the second one open. We can get the first, the second, and
Sure.
later on keep this one always open as a way to hop in the story, so to speak. That's the
Okay,
idea,
cool.
anyway.
Yeah. And Dave says the art is what gets people to buy the comic, and the story is what keeps people buying it. A good book needs both, of course.
Yeah, I didn't. For example, like with Jawbreakers, I didn't back Jawbreakers Grand Bizarre because like the last one was the art was freaking amazing. What's the God King? Jawbreaker's
Mhm.
God King. The story,
Yeah.
the art was like, whoa, oh my goodness. Aaron Alfetch, I think it's the guy, right? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Name sounds familiar. Yeah.
But the story was like, what? Yeah,
Yeah.
not so good.
Yeah. I gotta say, man, if for instance, if Joe Madureira would bring out a new comic and the story would suck, I'd probably buy it anyway, just because of it's Madureira, you know. So
Mhm.
so there are a few exceptions, but preferably we have good stories too. So that'd be great.
No,
Yeah.
that's certainly true. There are some, especially with mangas. I have that with mangas. Like there are some series that the art, it just, I love it, and even when the story goes to shit, I was like, yeah, I'm still buying it because of the art.
Okay,
I
is that
understand.
normal that the story goes to shit in manga because they go on for too
No,
long, or
no.
no?
Wait, well, depends. Also, in my very personal and weird taste, I feel like some of the series that have gone really, really long, they've kind of lost the edge, or they kind of lost the plot. Like I don't know, like Berserker is probably, the art is mind-blowingly amazing, and I still, like, check them out for the art. But for me, the story went to shit like a while ago. It's just like, what do you say when you're just, fluff, and you're just adding, and it's the story's not getting anywhere, and it's kind of going mainstream in a way. Like
All
it
right.
went from a really dark story to a story where no one dies,
Mhm.
like all the villains become friends with the hero, and it's like,
Yeah, I wonder why that is. If it's the publisher that demands more issues because of the sales, or the creator is afraid to do something else. I'm not
I don't
sure.
know. I don't know if he's getting old and he's getting more, like, but not soft is saying too much, but like more conscious. I don't even know, because at the beginning the story was super dark and super
Mhm.
sad, and
Okay.
now it's like, well, I don't know. I haven't read the last issue anyway, but from the last, I think I read all the way to the almost last one, and it got pretty, like one of those cheerful stories, like almost like Naruto, like everyone becoming friends, and
Okay.
you had, like this, what do you say, these laughing characters that there's a name for these type of characters, like comedic relief.
Yeah.
You know
Mhm.
what kind of character I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. The
Like,
sidekick that's always funny and
yes, exactly. So like
yeah.
one of the elves becomes kind of like a comedic relief, and was like cracking jokes and saying, like meta jokes, talking about editorial and drawing. It's like, wait, what the hell? This was supposed to be such a dark fantasy, almost dramatic story.
Mhm.
But still, the art is amazing. Yes.
Bristolian Dave says, I go both ways. You go both ways? That's awesome, man. I've bought books where the art is just okay because the story is great. I've also bought some for the art, even though the story is bollocks. Yeah, yeah, I can
Yeah,
see that. It's for instance with the Walking Dead. It's not the kind of art I usually go for. It's more realistic, in black and white. While I really like these bright superhero stories, but the story was so phenomenal that's I kept buying The Walking Dead pure because of the story.
hmm
Not because the art is bad, mind you. The art is really good. It's just not my taste usually. Oh, in buying books. Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
sorry, man. Sorry, you misunderstood.
Understood.
So, Red Eyes 2. Can you tell us a little about this world you created and the
So
story?
the world. Oh well, the world is sort of like ours. It's I guess you could almost call it low fantasy, in the sense that it's kind of realistic. There's no, like absolutely crazy magic where people can just, fly and shoot fireballs left and right and destroy a city just by snapping their fingers. No, it's very much contained.
Yeah.
One of my biggest inspirations is the Dirty Dawson, and it goes in along that style. It's a group of 9 heroes, and they each have, their own strengths and weaknesses, and they complement each other. So one of them is good at magic, or they have powers that are, they use this like power stones. There are special minerals that can kind of bend the rules of nature, so they can use them to create electricity, or bend the gravity a little bit. And
Right.
some of the others, they're good at shooting, and they don't know anything about the power stones. And some of the others are good at fighting. So it's more about this complementing each other rather than having like a super powered metahuman in the midst of them. No?
I see, but it's not Earth. It's
no,
different,
it's not Earth.
different
It's another planet. Yeah.
Okay.
The group you can see there, those are the villains. That's the villains cover.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're called the hunters, and the hunters have kind of the same. Like the leader, obviously, like the big, badass, tall, strong, and he is a little bit of everything, almost like a Mary-Sue, but with the bad guys. But the rest, they all have their own specialties. One of them is good at shooting. One of them has this giant axe. The other one is like,
yeah, this is
exactly. No, the other one has a spear, and the other one has a rifle, and they have kind of the same thing going on. No, they complement each other.
But they are hunters, so
they are hunters. They hunt the good guys. So the whole idea is that the country of the good guys, it was invaded by the bad guys, putting it very simply, and now it's under their control. But there's still pockets of resistance, and so the good guys are insurgents, and they're trying to free their land from the hunters. And they call them hunters because they have started to hunt down the rebels and forcing them to go in their, like in their mines and in their granite mines to slave for, as slaves, or to go in the front of another war they're waging with another country.
Okay.
And so they have these, very, very peculiar weapons that are capable of forcing people to do stuff, even though they would not want to.
All right.
And so they hunt people, they bring them to the front, they use these weapons to force people to fight for them. No, that's why they are so powerful. That's why they become so powerful, these hunters. That's why they were able to.
So do these hunters work for someone, or are they their own bosses? Or
they are sort of their own bosses. Yeah, they all belong to a small country that got these mysterious weapons, and we'll get more into that as the story progresses. And with these weapons, they were able to conquer several of the bigger kingdoms around them.
Okay, and that's the basis of this story. It's about conquering countries and war.
More as
the backdrop.
Yeah, more or less. That's the backdrop for the first arc, I would call it. The first season is, if this were a TV show, the first season is about this country that invaded the other ones, and about these rebels trying to free themselves from the hunters. So the heroes are the rebels, the insurgents. Mm-hmm. And if the story progresses, depending on success and what have you, there's going to be more of a world-ending plot, if you like, later on with the
world ending. Oh my god.
It gets more and more epic as the story progresses.
All right.
As you do with fantasy, it starts very contained, it's just one country, yes. Then it goes more, and then at the end, this is a slow boil, as they say, and then by the end, it's like a world-ending.
So this means you have planned out how many issues you will need to have to tell this story.
Yes, so I thought of doing like a season 1, so to speak, will be around 10 issues. Which is like this is issue 2.
Yeah.
And maybe less, depending on page count and what have you. And the whole thing will be 3 seasons. That's the plan anyway,
Okay, so season 1 is 10 issues.
Season one is 10 issues, 10 or 8.
Then they have 2 more seasons, so you get about 30 issues.
Yes,
approximately.
Approximately, yeah.
Wow. And how many books can you make per year?
Right now, I can make 2 a year, every 6 months. That's what I've been. That's what I've been doing. I started around. When did I don't know. I started around sometime in October. I delivered the first one, October, December, between that, and now it's the plan is for July. And then in July we start with the campaign 3, and we'll deliver it in October, December, and then we'll go into this 6-month cycles basically.
Oh wow!
Obviously, so depending on success,
stuff to do the coming 15 years.
Yeah, this is a long run.
This is.
I mean, like I said,
this is your life's work, man.
Sorry.
This is your life's work.
more or less, yes. I've been writing this story since I was a kid. Like, of course, it's changed over the years, but the basis. I was in junior high when I started drawing and writing this story.
Wow, impressive. That's
Although a lot
impressive,
has
man.
changed, of course.
So you always stuck to this world and this story.
Yeah,
And
yeah, no.
so these are our heroes, are some of the
Mhm.
heroes.
Those are
So
the heroes.
can you tell a bit about them?
So the guy with the mohawk, codename Blondie, that's the one with the serrated sword on the left. He's a hero. His name is Farron, and he's the son of the general. He's the son of the highest ranking generals in the army of insurgents. And he was kind of a spoiled brat, like the son of daddy, the rich, influential daddy. He screwed one too many times, and he got a death sentence. And then
Okay.
daddy's like, whoa, hold on, like, hold on. No, yeah, I don't want you to hang my son. So he arranges for his lovely little spoiled brat to go on a very peculiar mission. And they put him in front of this choice. Now, you can go in this special mission, which is most likely going to be, kind of like a suicide mission, Dirty Dozen style, or you can hang tonight. Now, that's how the story starts, basically.
Oh, dilemma.
That's kind of a dilemma. I was like,
Yeah.
I think I'll go on the mission. So he's put in this mission. He's put under the protective eye of a mentor who's going to be teaching him to be a halfway decent human being, or
Right.
either that or he'll die for the glory of the insurrection. That's more or
a
less.
tiger.
No, the tiger is one of the fighters. He's one of the brutish fighters in the story. Like this tiger people in my story, they're kind of the orcs of this fantasy world.
Okay.
They're very.
What's their race called?
I have all the names in Spanish, but in English I guess you would pronounce it Furibos or something like that.
Fearables.
Ferebos or Furibos.
Okay.
I have all this name like in either Spanish or German, which are the languages I grew up.
Like fur or fear or
like Ferebo. I'll write it in the chat.
Oh yeah, right.
Ferebos are the new orcs. There you go.
Cool.
They're kind of like the Vikings, the orcs of the story. They have little regard for life, but then of course like cats, they have like 9 lives, so there's like
okay.
They almost die like whatever. Let's just keep fighting.
One sec. Sorry, man.
No worries.
Okay, cool. And who's this lovely lady?
Sorry. So this lovely lady, that's a code name, the thief girl, the gambler girl. She is the sort of love interest of the mentor. And she's basically the thief of the team, the extortionist, the thief, the one who knows how to play cards, like the one who goes to the casino to get some information, and that's kind of her spiel, like she's good with throwing knives and stuff like that, or everything that has to do with trickery.
Okay, and where are her satchels and her pouches to put stuff in and throwing knives?
She has a less revealing outfit, obviously. Right. But in the middle of the fight, she goes into more of a revealing outfit, so to speak.
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
She's
I'm not complaining, mind you. It's just,
oh yeah, no, I'm not complaining either. But yeah, no, of course, like in the story, the first time you see her, she's like completely covered because she doesn't want to be recognized by the town people. But then when she's with the heroes, then she gets more. She wants to impress the mentor again. She's a redhead, yes.
So when this ever becomes a movie, she'll be replaced by a.
Not if I can say something about it. I was like,
okay.
No.
Cool, man. No so these are the main 3 characters, or do you have more?
So the story revolves around 9 heroes, and I think if you go all the way down, there's a very, very cool poster.
Oh yeah, I know the one.
Yeah, that's
this is magnificent, man.
Or maybe I can share screen and put it on a big screen or something. Let me see.
Sure.
Put the preview now. Share screen, window. Bam. There you go. Can you see this?
Yeah, there we go.
If I enter full screen, can you still see this?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right. So this is like the 9 heroes of the story. Blondie on the top left. He's the protagonist of the story, and it all revolves around him. Becoming, like I said, a better human being. And the other protagonist is the mentor, the one with the flaming sword, and he's the one who's going to be, guiding all this troop of misfits into, guiding them through this crazy mission and helping them go all the way to the other side. No.
Okay. Cool.
And the
He
others
looks
are,
like some sort of wizard. The one with the sword, right?
He's not a wizard, but he has a very special sword, and this weapon has it can amplify powers and it can also absorb them. So he doesn't know how to use these power stones, but the others in his team, they can. And so one of them may use like a fire power stone, and he can, with the sword, catch the fire and put it on the sword, and then he could use it like a flaming sword,
Badass.
Or someone does more like electricity, and then he puts the electricity on the sword, and he can fight with that to be more
cool. So it's kind of a magic sword, or the power comes from himself.
No, the power comes from the sword. Like he doesn't have any powers in it and of himself. Like most of these people are. That's why I say it's more like contained in the sense they're humans, and they have no special abilities other than what they can get through power stones or mystical objects, if you like.
Yeah.
And some of the species, there are other species other than humans that have more powerful capabilities, but for the most, it's more like that. They're humans and they can do what a human can do. Like if they die, they die. No, that is not like they're coming back or using weird powers to what have you. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. It's more contained.
Yeah. Okay. Looks awesome.
So the girl with the shining eyes, she has like a gravity power stone, and she can use it. So of course you could say she has like magical powers, now that she can control gravity to.
So where does she keep the stone? I mean, you have these stones, and do they need to put them somewhere? Or do they have to hold them in their hands or something?
The girl with the shining eyes, she has one under her bandana. Also, people try to keep them hidden because otherwise they would, the enemy can take them away. The guy that has like the guy on the right with the butterfly, he has like a calling power stone, is what I call them, where they can call this monster from this invisible realm to sort of like Pokemon, and he keeps them under the skin of his arm, no, so that people cannot, just break it or take it away from him. And so the ones who have these stones, they each have their own special location or way to hide them, so that they have access to it, but they are not easy to taken away from them.
Mm-hmm.
The blondie, for example, he loses an arm, and then he gets this iron attachment to it, no, and this iron arm has a little bit of a power, so he can use it, because otherwise it would be just limp on his arm. So also that, no, there's like this powerful objects, if you like.
Man, that's phenomenal. Who did the artwork for this?
This one was done by a guy called Andrea Guardino, and he's an Italian star artist, and he's been working for some game companies as well in Italy.
Oh, wow.
And so he's a friend of the inker in my team.
Okay.
And he's the one who. So Christian Culicelli is the guy who's doing the inks for the story, and he does the inks of almost everything. Like the sexy monster girl bestiary, the covers, the everything, and the covers were colored by his friend Andrea Guardino, and this illustration is completely done by him.
Worth every penny.
Yes. It was not cheap, but
no, it doesn't look cheap. No.
Love it. It's so freaking awesome.
Yeah,
it's so cool to see all the heroes in their glory, so to speak.
Yeah, man, I can see franchise potential in this. It looks epic.
Yeah.
So
when I first when I first created the story, it was a very, very sad story, almost Jawbreaker style, and all the heroes were going to die by the end of the story, very much a la Dirty Dozen, right? And then my editor is like, "Are you crazy? No, you don't do that. No. You're gonna keep them alive. Like at the most 1 or 2 dies. Like please don't kill them or.
No.
And so
And
yeah,
you said
so
maybe one then, and he said no.
only one
none of them.
survives. Is that good?
Yeah.
So my editor, who's like my mom, he's like, hell no, you better keep most of them alive.
Welcome, Solion. Solion.
Solion.
Solion. Welcome, Solion. And we have
Solion.
Dark Sides Comics. Hey, man.
Mr. Marinus.
Welcome.
Hi there.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Cool, man. Awesome stuff. Artist
So like
phenomenal.
the girl with a shotgun or rifle stuff, she cannot use power stones. She cannot fight to save her life. She's really good at shooting. That's what I mean, where they complement each other and not just, like one of them being like a superhuman. There's a place for that, of course, like power fantasy, Perfect 10. I love that kind of story as well, but this is more on the other end of the spectrum of stories, I guess you would call it.
Sure. And then you have the lady down left. She looks like a fawn or something.
Yeah.
She's not human.
No, she's not human. She's one of the dryads or / deer girls from this universe.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of a new character, actually. If you see some of the first promotional material, there was 2 tigers. And one of them, like maybe something horrible happened to this poor little fellow. And now the fawn girl kind of, stepped in.
Cool.
So she's the assistant of the blacksmith. So she knows how to, blacksmith weapons, and she's going to be helping the team with, repairing the weapons and maybe encrusting them with some very cool power stones and stuff like that.
Very cool, man.
Yeah,
awesome
that's
stuff.
it anyway.
Okay, let me see if we can bring up your campaign. So, and you even made a complete map. Look at that.
Yeah, no, we had let me see if I have one of the comics around here. We made or not? Do I have one? I think I did at some point. Wow. We did a map for the first book as well to, fantasy. I guess it's almost like what people expect of you. So in the first book had this map going on. And the second book, wait.
Again.
Well, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
People
Here you go.
Bored. Hurry up.
There you go.
All right.
So the first book had a map to explain what's happening. So Fayan is the land that was conquered, and Norjale was the land of the hunters. And for the second book, I thought of expanding the map, so it's much bigger, and now we see a new place called this ice kingdom. This is where the ultimate bad guys live.
Okay. Yeah, people are mispronouncing, man. That's well, I mean, nowadays.
Mr. Brink, your first language is Dutch, right?
Yes.
And I guess English is not the second language you learned. Right. Like for people in Europe, like English is like the third or the fourth language we've learned. So it's not.
All right. Yeah.
You Americans take that for granted.
Yeah, this is true, man. This is true. But my English is much better when I write. I don't really talk English. It's not.
No, me neither. No.
Needed, So, but it's getting better. Okay, cool. Shall we take a quick look at the perks for people who are getting interested in this awesome franchise? Because this is a franchise, people. This is 15 years of books in the works.
Hopefully a little bit less, but yes.
And look at this. Look at this. This is the result of many years of thought and writing and creating. Right.
This is two issues in the making, and so the map, as you can imagine, is going to expand a little bit as new factions come into play.
Awesome, excellent, man. Okay, so you have the featured perk. That's the Dungeon Master perk 2.
So I was just reading the Mr.
Oh wait,
Officer is saying something about me addressing the Americans as there are no Americans in the room. So it's like so
no,
if there is any American in the chat, I'm sorry, you know, America first, you
no,
know, the
in the
land of
chat,
freedom
no
and what
Americans
have
here.
you. Dave getting brave. Ooh. No. America first, you know. Switzerland second, but America first. All right. So the perks. So
Yeah, you
the
have a book
dungeon
to sell,
master
man.
perk.
Come on.
Let's get into our salesman
Yes.
modus. So the Dungeon Master perk 2 is the same as the Dungeon Master perk 1 from the first campaign, and it's the book and the Sexy Monster Girl Bestiary, which is a special kind of book that we created for the campaign, and it's like a monster manual a la Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons, but with sexy pinups accompanying all the different races of this universe. And the
So,
first one was, you
so
know, like a mixture.
if you're in xenomorphs and this is your jam.
If you like this kind of book, you know, like sexy monster girls
Yeah.
and all that
Ooh.
vibe, then you're gonna love this one. And so the first one was kind of like all the different regions and species and what have you. And this is more like specific. This is all the underground and water creatures of this universe. No.
Okay, cool.
So it's 11 underground monsters, sexy monster girls, and 11 monsters from the water.
Awesome. So that's
60
24
pages.
pages.
No, yes, also 24 monsters, but it's 60 pages. The book is going to be 60 pages.
Okay. So what's on the other pages?
So it's like one page is the explanation of this race.
All right.
With all, you know, like where they live and how they look and how they behave and all that good stuff. A little bit of, I was working on a game and I'm still working on a game, so there's a little bit of the stats of what the game is going to be.
Awesome.
And then it's the sexy pinup, of course. And we're going to round it up with a little bit of lore from Red Eye. So we have like 8 pages of like a lore of the world of Red Eye. This is like a little story of what happened thousands of years ago that explains a little bit of, you know, what the situation is now.
Excellent. Okay, so that's the comic. That's the bestiary of 60 pages and a special ash can.
Yeah, the Ashcan, so we kind of hit a stretch goal where all the tiers are going to get the Ashcan as well. And the what we did for the first book is we included an Ashcan of the second book. So we included like a little preview of what's going to be in episode 2.
All right.
And we thought of doing the same with this one, but now we're going to do like an Ashcan of a different story, a different IP that I'm working on, a sci-fi story called The Redshift Express.
So how do you have time for another IP, man?
Also, these are a story that I've been writing for years. And at some point, I wrote a book for the Red Eyes. And then I wrote a script, and then, you know, and then I heard about your boy Zach, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to turn my book into a comic.
Yeah.
And I also wrote other books and stories like The Redshift Express, which is a sci-fi story that, you know, I already wrote those stuff. So I'm like, you know,
yeah,
I want to use it. I want to finally put it in the public.
Of course,
so,
man. Awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm working like crazy now, like doing all the lettering and you know, organizing the colors and putting them together in Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and no, it's rough. Yeah, it's not so easy.
A lot of work, man.
It is quite time consuming to do this. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe my third IP will be something naughty, but you know.
Ooh, okay.
Hopefully not. No.
He means script-wise. Little disclaimer, in case you misunderstood.
Oh yeah.
And,
I actually wrote a script for like a movie script for the sci-fi story for the Redshift Express. I wrote a script of what would be the first movie. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I was like, oh, should it be a movie? Should it be a this? Oh, why not? I wrote a script, you know, in my way back when I had more free time.
All right, awesome. So for an actual movie or something you maybe sometime want to turn into a movie or?
No, for an actual, also not I mean, I just wrote a script. Like no one asked me for that. I just wrote it for fun and for shits and giggles, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
I think like in school, I read a script once, and I thought, yeah, this is easy. Also, I thought, back then, like, yeah, I'll do one myself. And then I found out how difficult it is.
Yeah, man. Okay, so $44 for 3 books basically. That's pretty good, man.
Yep.
The first issue, if you missed it, you can still get it.
Yep.
And the second issue you can get on its own. And you have one alternative cover. That's this one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
That's the guy who did Xenotype. Also, the guy who did the illustrations of Xenotype is the one who did the alternative cover.
You said, should it be a dings? Most American viewers won't get
Oh, of course. Yeah. Ding. A thing. Sorry.
Thing.
It should be a thing. Thing.
With the tongue between the teeth and then
Yeah, like dinge, that's a word in German for things,
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have the sound either in
No, we don't.
In Dutch.
Crazy. I mean, I'm not Dutch. What I mean, I'm Swiss, so but the language is a little bit similar. We don't have a th either.
And then he says, the ding.
The thing thu.
The ding thu. Yeah.
The thing.
And you have Red Eyes 1 and 2. Oh, that's a few perks with everything in it. Awesome. That's
so for anyone who wants to save on shipping, there you go. 1 and 2 together.
Nice and simple. Nice, man. Cool.
Nice and simple. And we already unlocked a print by your boy Oliver Lee Arce, who's the guy who's doing the colors for 3 Nights 4 Days. We unlocked a print by him, which I can show it to you. Let me see if
it's not on here.
It's not. It was on there. I don't know. I've been working on the campaign, and I think I deleted it by accident.
Oh, okay.
Come on, wait.
Yeah, there was someone else who told me that they unlocked various things and they didn't have time to put it on the campaign, which is a real shame. You should show people what things they can get for free. People like that,
Yes, I know. Okay, here it is. I found it. So, Mr. Oliver Lee Arce, who's a pretty good colorist and manga artist, he did this wonderful illustration for us, and this is going to be a print and a trading card included with all the backers.
Yeah, that's the thief girl, right?
That's the thief girl, exactly.
But wasn't she a redhead? She looks more blonde here.
She looks more orange head here. Yes.
Yeah.
I think people sometimes bring their own either they bring their own interpretation, or then go back and check the specifications I sent them, and I was like, oh, I didn't say she was a redhead.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, she's orange head, I guess.
Yeah, and she has this hat wear, which is not for religious reasons, I think, because
no.
You can still see the hair, and it's not to protect her from the sun because the rest is not covered. So it's purely fashion.
It's very fashion. So the idea is that when she goes around walking in town and what have you, she's always covered in head to toe, but it's not supposed to be a burqa. So you see the hair, you can see the neck sometimes. So it's to make clear that it's nothing religious.
Yeah, Sim has got a good solution for that. He made a picture that shows what you get for the basic physical book perk with all the stretch goals on his campaign.
Yeah, I think I should do that as well.
Make a picture. Okay, cool,
so
man.
But yeah, she's the thief. She's also like, not the, how do you say when some people are very flexible, and so like if she gets in jail, she can vent like crazy and get out of jail, and almost like a contortionist, I think they call it.
Yeah.
Where they can bend their body really crazy.
Okay.
That's her spiel as well.
Ooh, sexy. Okay, cool, man. Awesome. Nice characters, nice campaign, good looking book.
Thank you. Yeah.
Check this out, guys. I've put the link in the campaign. I will do it again. it's also under the video.
The description. Nice. Yeah, I see it.
Description,
right there,
yes.
the first link. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Dave.
There you go. Okay, man. Right.
There, yes.
There we go. Okay, cool, man. Okay, David, I was very honored that you wanted to be here.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
It's always a bit nervous for me to do this, but you made it very easy for me. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm nervous too. I'm also a little bit nervous. Like, okay, you know, like making stupid jokes and that's like, oh wait, am I insulting all Americans? No, sorry.
Why is no one laughing? Why is everyone quiet?
Sorry.
No, man. Okay. Well, thank you. And we've been talking for 1 hour now, and I promised my girlfriend that this was a 1 hour show. So next Sunday we'll have it again with a different guest. But for now, I want to thank everyone who tuned in the chat and in replay. Hi, and I hope you'll be here next time.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to
right.
Mr. Dave.
I always forget that, man.
Genuine Comics, right? The where's the like? The like button must be like around here,
somewhere, or
down
or
there,
here, or there.
Wherever it is, the thumbs up, please.
Oh yeah, right. And also, by the way, one question: David Feed is your pseudonym, right?
Yeah.
So why did you change that? Why
did I change it to David? Well, like my real name is Hans, and that's always like a villain name in the movie.
Oh no, man,
and
Hans.
Then, you know, and then I don't know. Like I was just joking around. I said David one time, and everyone. No, you know what? I was in a stream with Mandy Summers, and she kept calling me David, and I was like, okay, f this. I'm David now, no? And Feed is just my nickname in League of Legends, you know, Feedomancer Feed. So there you go.
Right. Okay, cool, man. All right.
It's a
Thanks
Mandy
everyone
thing. Yes.
for watching. Thanks, David, for being here.
Thank you, Dave, for letting me be here.
Check us out on Twitter and everywhere, and see you next week.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Cheers.